It is time to bring in our first guest. We have Mr. David Schofield from Restaurant Revolution Technologies. Welcome, Dave.
Thank you.
Great. So tell us a little bit about Restaurant Revolution Technologies. That's a mouthful, so I'm going to watch it. But
yeah, we use the acronym RRT. It's a lot easier. Well, what we solve for is everyone in this country has probably ordered takeout. You order from the local pizza delivery place, so you want to pick up a meal on your way home from work and take back to your family. And everyone's had a bad experience.
Right.
You're put on hold. You're talking to a busy bartender who wants you off the phone. You're talking to a young hostess who doesn't know the menu. Yeah, it's noisy. It's a very, very poor experience.
Right.
Well, we partner with restaurant chains to greatly improve all that while providing a very strong ROI. Another interesting thing is for the takeout business, everyone is so focused on the new technologies, online and mobile, the Grubhubs of the world. However, what people don't realize is 70 to 80% of all takeout orders today come in through a phone call. And no one really addresses that besides RRT. So we come in, instead of just focusing on the 10 or 20% of the online and mobile, we handle 100% of the takeout opportunity.
yeah, I know anytime I want to go get something from a restaurant, I'll certainly look it up online, but I'd much rather talk to somebody about it, and figure that out, because how often can your order get fouled up online?
Yeah, and we have, and part of our software has an order management platform. So we're monitoring all these orders, no matter if it comes in through a phone call or if it's from a mobile app or from an online app. And even if there's an issue with an online order, we flag it on our dashboard, can open that up. We can call the customer proactively to say your order online did not get completed successfully. For example, their credit card failed.
Right.
We get a new credit card number. We input that into our system, and we successfully complete that order, with the restaurant not even realizing we're resolving all these problems behind the scenes for them. And normally that would be a lost order if they're just using online and mobile guys. With us, we save it because of our back-end support. So again, a very unique feature of our system.
So they're based all these restaurants in San Diego. People don't necessarily know we are a town of amazing food, and we've got a lot of incredible restaurants, and people do love to take it out and take it home. So what you guys are doing is your restaurants are outsourcing all the takeout business to you, so then they can focus on their core competency, which is cooking good food.
Exactly. One of our larger clients today is Habit Burgers. They're based in Irvine, and so they have about 120 locations. We take 50,000 calls a month out of their restaurants that we handle for them directly. Now, those previously were handled by someone at the restaurants, and they're busy. They got people standing in line. They're trying to seat people, serve food, and trying to handle those calls coming in was a very, very difficult task. We've offloaded all of that off their shoulders, so they can focus. That's an
amazing service.
Yeah.
It really
about
is.
that.
Yeah, so we're really, really busy.
Do you have any numbers that you can share in terms of how you've increased anybody's bottom line with the service? Are you able to quantify it, or is it more of a qualitative type of response?
Yeah, it's very, very clear ROI. For example, with Habit Burgers, when we started working with them, their total takeout business was less than 1% of their total sales. A year later, it's now 4%. And they look at that as almost being purely incremental business that they were not getting prior to partnering with the RRT. Locally, we work with Rimels. That was actually our initial beta site. The first one in Cardiff and the second one in Del Mar.
Right.
So we increased their takeout 40 to 50%. We just signed a contract with Burger Lounge, who is based in downtown San Diego, and so we're getting ready to launch their first locations. But every client that we've had has realized a very positive increase in takeout business. And probably on the qualitative side, it's just a much better customer experience.
Right.
That's great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business here on KCBQ, streaming live at AM 1170, theanswer.com. Give us a tweet at CloseUpSD, email me at barry@closeupsandiego.com, or find our page on Facebook. We want to hear from you. I'm your host, Barry Waxler, here with my co-host, Andrea Kay, and we have Michelle Tart from Ives Insurance, and our guest is Mr. David Schofield from Restaurant Revolution Technologies. I'm always going to try to get that name out, because RRT will just
work it, baby, work it.
But now you have an interesting background. Tell us a little bit about what you've done to get you where you are now.
Yeah, well, first of all, I'm a San Diego State alum. and I'm still very active with the Alumni Association. I'm actually a mentor for the Zahn Innovation Center on campus. I'm one of their judges and mentors. And I've got a lot of deep ties with San Diego. Our mayor, Kevin Faulkner, is an old fraternity brother of mine, so I know Kevin. I was telling you guys a story earlier, and I used to wait tables in college with Ralph Rubio.
Oh,
I remember going to his first location at Pacific Beach, and there'd be no one there. And we would sit there, me and my buddies, shake our heads, go, Ralph, is this going to make it?
Right.
Now look, he's Ralph Rubio, Mr. Fish Taco. So
boy, he's had some laughs, right, over the years at his doubters.
He's a really good guy.
Yeah,
really good guy.
Yeah. Have you had some doubters about any of your ideas that you've had over the years in your businesses?
Yeah. I mean, with RRT, everyone's so worried about online and mobile, and they don't sometimes understand the full picture of making sure you handle those calls as much better than they do. My last company, which was in Del Mar, was called Skylight Healthcare Systems, and we installed an interactive patient system in hospitals. And getting the hospitals to understand how important it was to improve that patient experience during the hospital stay, it was a struggle, but now they get it. They're installed in hundreds of hospitals. The company's worth a lot of money and all that. But yeah, it's hard when you got a new idea to have people look at it with a different perspective. They're so accustomed doing the things the way they've always done it in the past. So you come with a new innovative approach. It takes a little bit of time, but there's always that moment.
Right.
Like when I'm talking to restaurant CEOs, they all of a sudden the light bulb goes off. They go, we get it. We're going to do this. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
Well, I think one of the key things that I'd like our listeners to get as well is, there's a lot of other services out there that attack this from the web only. Yours is not a web-only service. It's really focused on the callers.
Yes, because no matter how much new technology evolves on the online and mobile side of ordering, phone calls will never go away. And so we have the whole back-end support to handle all the takeout opportunity, not just obviously the online and mobile. Secondarily, our technical platform is very sophisticated. We integrate directly with the restaurant's point-of-sale systems and kitchen systems, where a lot of the online guys are still faxing orders to the restaurant or sending emails of the order, which means an employee still has to watch for that, get it out of the whatever system it's sent to them, put it into their point-of-sale manually, and it's a very cumbersome process. But we completely integrate. That also makes us uniquely different compared to a lot of the online and mobile guys.
That's great. So tell us a little bit more about some of the restaurants that you work with.
Yeah, so again, locally, Reimel's. We just signed a contract with Burger Lounge. I mentioned Habit Burger up in Irvine. BJ's Restaurants, which is in Huntington Beach. We're installed in all 160 locations nationally. We just signed a contract with Kona Grill out of Scottsdale. They have 30 to 40 restaurants. Cafe Rio out of Salt Lake City. They have around 80, 85 restaurants. I just expanded the sales team because we're pretty much West Coast based until just recently. So now I have salespeople in the central and eastern regions. So we'll get a national footprint pretty quickly. We're growing very, very rapidly. So.
Any plans to go global?
Yeah, our platform is definitely going to be acceptable internationally, especially in Europe, Australia, Canada. We actually are talking to a big restaurant chain up in Canada. So yeah, I do see us going international the next few years.
Wherever it might have some really good food that you want to go try.
Yeah, I'm going to get
off that trip. Say, I hear that food in Mexico City is pretty dang good.
I'm going to get real fat, I think.
Oh, man. So
this is a dream job for me, Barry, with my food obsession.
Well, you know what? When you start getting into everything sugar-related, then bring it back to Andrea, okay? Okay.
If you ever need it, particularly if it involves cupcakes.
Cupcakes, yes. So now the technology you have running behind this is not something that is commonly found. This is your own patented technology, am I correct?
Yeah, we have filed for 4 patents, so it's a proprietary software, and we'll know if those patents get approved sometime in 2015. Some unique items within our software is I mentioned the integration with the point-of-sale system. Well, we're monitoring live, real time, how many orders are coming into the point-of-sale system both through us and through the dine-in, we can then monitor how busy the kitchen is. And so we can tell the customer when they finish their order, through a phone call or online order through our system, that if it's not busy, your order's going to be ready in 15 minutes. But if it's a Friday at 6 o'clock, when it's the busiest time of the week, we automatically know that. So we'll tell the customer your order will be ready in 45 minutes. So they don't get there early and just wait around for a half hour with nothing to do. No one does that in the industry, monitoring kind of that whole workflow process through their systems at the restaurant.
That's crazy. I mean, I've been in the technology business many years ago and watched what was going on. I saw a lot of the people that wrote a lot of the software, and you stop and think about where technology is going today, and you always think what's on the web. But the call technology is incredible. So my hat's off to you. You've done a fabulous job.
Thank you.
Bringing new technology into a much needed service.
It's kind of, we're trying to mesh the high tech with high touch.
Right.
And no one's doing that.
That's great.
And you're doing it with burgers, which I love.
Oh, they're really good. You have to go to Habit Burger and Solana Beach there off of Loma Santa Fe. It's so good.
Oh, been there.
Yeah.
So good.
Well,
are you doing any sort of marketing with it? You said that the calls, that more calls start coming into the business. Are you doing anything to get those calls coming in, or is that strictly the restaurant doing what they want to do?
Well, we're gathering a lot of customer information. What they're ordering, when they're ordering, how they're ordering, and that all goes into our database. We're then going to be able to provide some very advanced customer analytics for our restaurant chains for them then to utilize within their local promotions and have it at a much more customized level. So the whole customer analytics side of our business model we haven't fully developed yet, but it's going to be a great opportunity for us, especially obviously for our clients.
Sure.
We just launched a brand new loyalty program, where you earn points every time you order. And so having that integrated with our software, we're watching all this activity coming in through all these different channels. We can then help the restaurant really develop some very personalized local promotions based on, let's say they're really slow on Tuesday afternoons. We can load their loyalty program. Hey, you get double points from 2 to 4 on a Tuesday. Just all completely integrated and automated.
Great.
This is great stuff. We're starting to run short on time. I definitely have some people that I want to connect you with that I think are going to help you and them both in what you do, because you have a beautiful program. So tell our listeners, before we go, tell our listeners how they can find out more information about you.
Yeah, our website is rrtusa.com. That's the easiest way. It has all our case studies, list of our clients, good overview of our technology and all that. That's probably the easiest way to contact us.
Great. Well, I appreciate you being with us this week.
Thank you.
And I look forward to following up and carrying your story forward in future weeks.
Thank you very much.
Great. You're listening to Close Up on San Diego Business, where we get up close and personal with homegrown San Diego business here on KCBQ, streaming live on the web at AM 1170 The Answer. We will be right back after a word from our sponsor.